Mine's spinning. Okay, everybody, we are live. It's our favorite night of the week. It's Wednesday with the Flippin Bunch. We are having some technical difficulties, of course, nothing unusual with Dar and Kat are both having a hard time getting on tonight, but we are just gonna work with what we got here, and hopefully they can pop on when they get some internet connection and all that good stuff. So tonight we are super excited because we have a special guest. Leora from Diamondz from the Rough is here, and we're going to hear all about her and her business and her creative passions. And she is going to talk to us about one of the most frequently asked questions in our chat, and that is furniture shipping. So that is something she does, and she has an Etsy shop, and I know you've even delivered furniture, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's knowledgeable about this, you guys. So we're really excited to learn from her and all of that.
In a lot of different ways.
Yeah, woohoo. So, all right, I'll go ahead and send it off to Kat so she can introduce herself, and then I will introduce myself, and we'll see where Dar and Kat are. All right, go ahead, Levon.
Oh, you mean Levon? Okay.
Yeah, Levon.
You said Kat. So anyway.
Oh, I was just saying, we'll see where they're at if they pop on at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Levon from Statement Designs, and I am celebrating 10 years in business this year, and celebrating with a big sale at my little shop at Cosmic Charlie's Coffee House in Bellwood, Pennsylvania. And I am a furniture artist, furniture flipper. I like to do all kinds of smalls and crafty things, and Made by Marley brand ambassador and Dixie Belle retailer, and also stockist for Iron Orchid Designs. And I carry a little bit of Made by Marley paper in the shop. So that's what I do, and I love every minute of it.
Awesome. Okay. So Kat, I don't see her, but it says she's backstage. So I will go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Crystal, and I am the Crafty Creech. I love furniture flipping, all things that have to do with it, painting it, restoring it, making it look artsy, and getting creative with it. I'm a reseller, so I love thrifting and vintage and antique items. And Leora, let's go ahead and introduce you. And I'm going to get up a picture here of your YouTube channel.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I was like, I don't know.
My husband do you have to add Kat?
What's that?
Do you have to add Kat to the stage?
I did.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
My husband just texted, I don't know where your thing is to watch it. I'm like, now you ask.
Right.
So I guess he'll watch the replay.
Yeah.
So my name is Leora, and I am a furniture flipper, restorer, but it's really more painting is my thing. I will restore if I have to, because usually if I get a custom order and they're like, I want it painted white or black, which I've done, but I've done those things. That was actually my first couple of customs were white or black, but I much prefer just going colorful. And yes, I love all the colors, all the bright colors. And I've also done refinishing just to bring something back to how it looked in 1940. So I do all that different stuff. That's not my full-time job. I'm full-time in the Air Force, and then I'm also a part-time poker dealer. So I have to fit this in to my 3 jobs.
Wow, you are busy.
I don't
talk about diverse.
Yes.
Well, what's your favorite thing to do out of the 3 jobs?
Oh, this 100%. I lose days in here if I am allowed to.
Right, absolutely.
followed closely by poker.
Yeah. Well, that's got to be fun too, I'm sure.
It so is, yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure. A little gambling.
Yep. It's not gambling, it's winning. It's not gambling if you know how to win.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. I need to get some tips from you, I guess.
We have Evie, Gretchen, and Mara on. Hello, ladies.
Hi. Yeah, they're cooking dinner. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So let's check out your your YouTube channel here. I think this, right here, your YouTube channel. So and then you have a TikTok, right?
I do.
Awesome. And an Instagram.
Yep.
And look at the pictures of those pretties.
Yeah.
And then there is your YouTube. And then your Etsy shop here.
Yes.
Let's get that up. Awesome. Yeah.
I have a Pinterest too, but I hardly ever use it.
Oh gosh, I know. I always forget about Pinterest.
So do I.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that I only use it to really look for inspiration. I don't really give people inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, it like erased itself. One of my technology problems. I logged in one day and it said, you have 0 posts, 0 likes. I'm like, I had 3,000 things in my albums. And then I freaked out. And then I tried to unload it and load it again. And it said, no, you have to start from scratch. And I give up. And then it magically came back one day without me doing anything. So I don't know.
Hey, well, it worked out in the end, didn't it?
Yes, I do still have my pins are in there. All my furniture that I pinned in there.
Oh man, that would be terrifying. I think
it was. My heart dropped.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's hear about your Etsy shop and maybe a little bit about shipping and everything like that.
Okay. So I started my Etsy shop. I think I've been a shop owner for at least 3 years. I think I started in 2022. I could be wrong. And I started with just like 3 things on there, and I was always trying to get to 10 is like my magic number. I want 10 things in there because I heard somebody else say that was the magic number, so that you kind of like get pushed up in the algorithm. And that also helps my ads get seen more often, because I've noticed when I just loaded a bunch of things, suddenly my year over year is 387% better, 412% better, and are my sales better? Not necessarily, but I'm getting in front of a lot more people. And I had
so at least 10 or exactly 10?
No, minimum of 10. Yeah, a minimum of 10 items in the shop seems to have helped. And then I also did start doing the advertising, the Etsy ads at like $2 a day, but that's per item that you put that on. So I think for my last month, it was like $80 worth of Etsy ads that I paid for. When I only have a few items in there because they sell, then my bill might be like $40 or $50 because I don't have as many things going at $2 a day. And then I also noticed that I go from getting 1 save or 1 favorite a week to now I'm getting 2 or 3 a day because I'm getting in front of more people. So I know it's a numbers game, and eventually those things will sell. But yeah, my Etsy store, I think I sold my first piece after like 5 months, and I just like came unglued when I saw that I sold it. I was like, now what do? I have no idea how to get this thing to the other side of the country. Because of course, I'm huge on the coasts since I live in the middle of the country. So my first like 10 or 15 sales, every one of them was New York, Connecticut, California, South Carolina, Florida, more California, Washington State. Like, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
Yeah. I think the very last thing I ever sold was actually in Colorado Springs, and I was like, kid, put this in the back seat of the Tesla and drive it up there. I'll pay you to take it for me, and I'm not paying shipping. So yeah, that worked out really well.
Yeah, finally something close, right?
Yes, but for all those other things, I had to go with shipping, and my first experiences with shipping were rough. I I was terrified. So that very, very first piece was a secretary desk. So it wasn't huge. And I think I only sold it for $550 or something, which when I paid $300 for shipping it, that was painful. And that was kind of before I really had it wrangled down to, I need to charge for how much I paid for the piece, how much I paid for the paint, how much I paid for the transfer, how much I paid and how many hours I put into this thing, because this is my life and my time is not free. Yeah. So I made like $10. Free shipping only if I jack the price way up. Yeah. Then it's free shipping.
Right. Okay. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But now I kind of know what my shipper guy will charge for things, because I have a shipper guy. At the time that I started, I did not. I was just like in the wind. I had to go on Facebook and said, hey, does anybody know how to ship? Because now I've sold something and I'm stuck. I have to send it to her.
So is your shipper guy from UShip?
No, not that time. I have used that, but I've tried almost everything. My first one was, hey, I've got a guy's phone number and it's somebody that I've used before. Here, call him. So I did. And he talked a good game, and he talked a decent price. Not great, but decent, because I had looked on UShip and it was even higher. So I was like, 300 is a steal, because they wanted to charge me 500 on UShip for this thing. I'm like, well, that's insane. I'm practically paying somebody to take this thing off my hands instead of making money on a sale. And so I called the guy, and he told me, well, I'm going to be in your area in like 2 weeks. Well, this went on for about a month and a half to 2 months before he actually showed up. I was livid by the time he showed up. So this was not a good experience. He got here and he kept saying, okay, I'll be here at like noon. He showed up at about 10 o'clock at night. And on the third day that he said, I'll be there at noon today. So it just kept dragging out. And then my husband had to help him get it loaded up, because he came in and I had this thing wrapped to the gills. It was bubble wrapped. It was papered. It was blanketed. It was taped around. It was ready to go. And still my husband had to help him get it out, because he had no idea how to get it out there. And then still just kind of like threw it into the back of this truck, where I was like, oh my goodness, this looks like some like neighbor you asked to help you move, and with a U-Haul. It was horrifying. Yeah. And it finally did get to the place, and it seemed like it was there in good shape. And I was like, never, ever again will I do that. That was the worst experience of my life. And my stress can't take it. I have blood pressure issues. So I did not want to do that again. And then what do you know? The next thing I sold, since that was so difficult, was like the 9-foot TV tray thing, like that opens up the closet. And you had drawers and had doors for the TV in there. Yeah, it was this giant armoire. I was like, this thing weighs like 300 pounds. I don't know what to do now. And so I actually went through the whole thing. I did the UShip, which can work. It has worked, but you have to be selective. So with the UShip thing, I just logged in, made my profile, and I set up, and I can see you, Dara. I don't know if you can hear us yet, or I don't know. Yeah, so I logged in and I said, here's what I have. Here's the measurements. Here's where it's going from zip code to zip code, and the weight. So I had to like get my husband on a scale and then have him like pick up 1/2 and try to like estimate. It was tough. And then we wrapped it all up so that it would be prepped for shipping, because it had to be the weight it would be when it was prepped. So that meant, again, with the saran wrap that you have to have protected, and your bubble wrap, and then your paper and everything, and then all the blankets and all that stuff adds up, because you don't get your blanket back when you're using one of these things. And that was a shipping cost I learned to roll in. I was like, wait a minute, I'm like, those are $5-10 a piece, and then they just disappear along with the paper and the bubble wrap and the plastic and yada yada. So I learned to roll that in when I was doing my own wrapping for shipping. And I got a couple of bids. I told them, here's what I want to pay. And then people would write back and say, okay, I can do it in this time frame, and this is what I will charge you. And over the course of a couple different things, I did use UShip, I think twice, for things that they were willing to take across the country that I'd made a good profit on, that I was willing to pay $500 to ship. But I wasn't charging the customer. So I still wasn't quite believing in my own value yet and saying, yeah, I'm not doing that. I worked 40 hours on this.
Yeah.
I'm going to get paid. And, when I order off of someplace, I pay the shipping. So yeah, that's how that's going to work from now on. But I want it to be more reasonable too. I don't want to be paying $500 for shipping. So after that came the let me just do it myself, which I did. So first, what you want to do, you want to get a teenager who's getting their license and needs the hours. That worked perfectly. So just get one of those, because my daughter was getting her license. I'm like, we need to drive to Minnesota and go. I'll be sitting here in the car sleeping. So that worked out really well. She also drove, to California. If you can deliver to places where you have family, that's also really nice if you're driving it yourself. Because I didn't need a hotel. I got to stay, deliver to LA and then stay with my sister.
Yeah, cool.
So, there you're at least only spending what you're spending on how you want to spend the money if you decide to deliver yourself. But that brings down, do you have a trailer? Do you have a big enough car? Now I have the Tesla, so I have to just pay for the charging instead of gas. But I have to incorporate the time that I have to charge, and yada yada. And try not to get it spray painted these days. I had nothing to do with that. I'm a Nazi.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you have a Cybertruck?
What's that?
So you have a Cybertruck?
No, God, no. No, I'm not that bad. I have a regular
You just
Tesla.
said the Tesla. I didn't know.
No, that's Cybertrucks. That's beyond. I won't go there. But it does have a really big storage in the back, and it can go a long way for $90 is Vegas, and to Vegas is $90. So it's like, hey, it's 12 hours and it's a lot less gas than I was paying before.
Right.
So you just have to calculate all that stuff in there. My biggest tip now, though, it's really sad, is you got a guy. And that's what I do now. So now someone buys something and I go, boop, James, I'm sending this thing to this state and it weighs this much and here's the measurements and here's a picture. And he says, boom, $250. I'm like, cool, sold. And that's it.
Wow.
So that is the biggest thing. And I will absolutely give you his name and number because he's fantastic and he works with a whole bunch of people in this industry. And so he just goes back and forth. He lives pretty central. But he has other guys that work for him, and I have never had a problem. I don't do anything anymore. So as far as shipping goes, when you work with a white glove shipper, which he is, I just literally bring it downstairs and I put it in my entryway, and it sits there until James comes. The end.
Oh, nice.
And then he puts it on the truck. And he puts the blankets and he puts the tie downs and the wraps, and everything is secured against the wall, and it never arrives with any damage ever. Awesome. And yeah. And if there's ever a question, he will go back. He will drive 300 miles back if he has to make something right. That I've heard other people say. It's like, hey, there was a question about something and he went back looking for this thing that ended up not even being his problem. But he's a good guy is the point. So yeah, I will give you his name, and it's Eagle Shipping.
Eagle Shipping. I know you've told me about it before. I still haven't gotten the guts up to try and ship anything. It's scary to me. It's terrifying. I think it's terrifying to a lot of us.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
But backing up to that 9-foot armoire thing that I was telling you about, which was the first piece I ever bought on Marketplace, by the way, because I thought I want to do this furniture painting things. Let's start small. This looks good. And so that's what I did. I tend to jump in. I ended up actually going online and finding, I think I went to like freight.com. I did shipping by freight. It was like what I was looking up, and I found a website where you could plug in your palletized weight and measurements. And then I just got a pallet. I again, Facebook, hey, does anyone know where I can get a free pallet? Because I'm not going to buy a pallet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to build one either. So, everybody knows somebody who works somewhere in shipping and manufacturing and they have pallets. So I got a free pallet and put everything on it that was wrapped up. And then we strapped it all together. And then it was ready for palletized shipping to come. And you could put in a bid kind of like you ship. So you could say, I want to go with these 3 companies that I'm familiar with, or I'm open to any of these companies. And it would just give you all the different, I think it's called less than light load or something like that. It's a weird acronym, but it's a less than something. And it's because their truck isn't full and they're already going. So they will give you a better rate to pick something up and fill their truck so that the gas that they're spending, they're getting more money for the gas they're already spending. Yeah. So that was the biggest thing that I learned about. Okay, if I can't find anybody who can just pick this up for me because I didn't have a guy, I can at least go on and get reputable shipping people that have for reals trucks, not just the back of their, Hyundai Elantra, and they're going to bungee cord it in when they show up. That made me feel better because they came out with like their little hand truck and they put it up on and then they rolled it in, and I knew my piece that we, lovingly wrapped and like duct taped everything inside so nothing's rolling around, that all that care was going to be taken for your piece. That was like, I want to say $600, but I sold it for $1,800. So I figured like, all right, that's still a lot, but I made money on that because I only paid $90 for it.
Right. True. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you definitely want somebody to take care in your furniture when you've put all that time. And then, of course, you have to deliver this to a customer. Even if you're not the person delivering it, it's got to get there in one piece.
Yep.
And, and as you know, a lot of the finishes that you do or other people do are complicated finishes. It's not like you can just send a can of touch-up paint and say, here you go. If you get a scuff or a dink or a mark or something, it's like a complicated blend or a transfer or something that somebody might not know how to fix. So
exactly. And so that actually brings me to yet another one that I've tried. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how many times I've shipped and all the different ways I've done it. So I did a jewelry armoire, which is one of the best sellers I've ever seen on Etsy, is my trunks and my jewelry armoires. They sell for high dollar. I don't pay a lot to get them. And you can go like kind of hog wild. Dar would love this. The maximalist thing works really well on a jewelry armoire because it's small, but it's detailed and wonderful. Mm-hmm. But I sold one that happened to fit into a box from Home Depot. So just like a packing box. I was like, perfect. It's just the right height. Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, no, it wasn't. So the box says it's this height by this height. Kind of like going to the store and buying a 2x4 is not really 2 inches by 4 inches. I didn't know that. I'm like, it's right there in the name. Come on. So I was pretty upset about this box situation because I bought one and then that's what I punched into my postage thing for UPS. Well, when I put it all in there and then I patted it and then I shut the lid, it's got a little bit of a to it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's 1 inch taller than you said it was. It's an extra $100. Like, oh, why not? Yeah, it was big. I was not happy.
Oh my gosh.
So I carted this thing. It's insane. I carted this thing around to UPS and they told me $400 on this jewelry armoire that I had sold. No, $450. I'm sorry. That I'd sold for $550. Like, no, not doing it. And then I took it over to FedEx and got another quote that was only $50 less. And like, still not good. And while I was on Facebook, because that's where you go when you want to complain, to my group in general, saying, what is wrong with this? And of course, the Postal Service was, oh, hell no, that was way too expensive. Someone said, well, have you tried pirate ship? Mm-hmm. No, I have not. And I plugged it in and I get $197. Mm-hmm. And you can take it to the UPS store that just quoted you $450 and is a half a mile away. And I took it right back there and they're like, thank you. You were about to rip me off for $250. So yeah,
Did you tell them?
Oh, they knew me. I had just been there with the oh no, you didn't face. Yeah, I was mad.
I've been telling everybody about Pirate Ship. I've been telling everybody because I just shipped an armoire myself, and it was like $42 to ship an armoire. I'm like, this is crazy cheap. How did they get this so cheap? Like, it would have cost me probably $200 to take it to the post UPS or USPS.
More. Well, so it gets even better though. After, but wait, there's more. So after I shipped this thing and UPS, and let me tell you, I put it on every single side in huge block letters, this and up, delicate, handle with care, fragile, that must be Italian. And, just really clear, put it this way. And we had like little holes that we put the legs in so that it just fit in a perfect little nest in there and it couldn't move around, and styrofoam on each. They managed to screw it up because they dumped it on its head.
Oh no.
And they cracked, like the little corner of the lid was like scrunched.
Oh shoot.
And like you were saying, it's a blended finish with like 14 colors, and then it had not a transfer, but like a raised stencil that I'd put in with with texture. And it's like, I can't just say paint it brown, it'll be fine. And this poor girl who loved it, she wrote me back, she's like, this is the best thing I've ever seen, and I love it so much. And it's like, it did have this little oopsie here. And I was like, what now? I paid for insurance with this UPS, and UPS writes me back and says, okay, well, we're going to need 7 pictures, and we need pictures of all the original wrapping and the pictures of how it came out of the box, pictures of where they left it. I'm like, who takes that many crime scene photos before they know a crime has happened? So, she unwraps it and then she finds the damage. And, she'd already thrown the boxes away. She lives in an apartment. She didn't keep this giant wrapping that she had, because I put it in there with mounds of tape, but she had to like cut it free, and takes it out to her garbage, and it's in the dumpster. The dumpster's been hauled before she even told me there was a problem. And I wrote them, I'm like, oh, sorry, we can't do anything with your insurance because she doesn't have 7 photographs of the damage.
What?
And I was so mad. Mad. I was like, that's not fair to this poor girl. So I write to Pirate Ship. Here's where I'm going to get in trouble. And they're like, just have them put it in another box, snap some more pictures. It doesn't matter if it's the original box. They're not going to know. And we're going to put it through for you. And they ran it through, and they're like, cool, you got a rebate. And then I get a check in the mail for 100% of what I paid in shipping. They refunded me the entire amount from Pirate Ship through UPS for them jacking it up. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Wow.
So
that's a happy ending.
Yes.
These are all great tips. I love this.
Yeah. Well, when you try everything, you know what doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely. You've tried a lot of stuff for sure. Yeah, definitely. Pirate Ship, it's a good one. I like it. I sent a whole bunch of stuff with Pirate Ship within the last month even, and at first when I tried it, I was nervous. I'm like, okay, is this legit? Like,
totally, because they talk like a pirate.
Yeah.
Did you yell online? And it's like, ahoy, matey, what can we help you with, you scurvy dog? I'm like, what's happening here?
Right. Yeah, I'm like, how could this be legit if it's so cheap? I'm like, this.
Yes.
If it's too good,
I like Captain Morgan. I should just give it a whirl.
I'll be looking for Jack Sparrow.
Pirate.
Yeah. Oh, we can't hear you, Dar. Darn it.
She's got to hold up her sign.
Yes.
No. But I can read your lips now the more I look. Can't hear you at all.
Chat, but she can't get on, so.
Well, at least you're here.
Cat in the chat.
Cat in the chat.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any chat come up, so I don't know if anybody's saying anything.
Yeah, there's a little bit going on here. So
yeah, I'm talking to the chat.
I hear you.
I heard her.
We hear you now.
I heard her too.
Sort of.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
Well,
yeah.
I had to go on my laptop. My phone was being weird. Let me
Okay, looks like a delay, but we can hear you.
Yeah.
At least I can.
Right. Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah. That one shipper you mentioned, Eagle Shipping.
Yes.
I have a copy of his business card because that is the group that is with Kristana from Bella Renovara. That's who they use. And
yes, it is.
Got that information
She's
from
who gave
them,
you his name.
So
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I saw that Brandy had used him and Debbie from DIY. So I was like, all right, if real people with real testimonials that I trust say that it's good, I'll go with it. The only thing that I have any difficulty with, and it's because of my technology problem, is James doesn't have Venmo. Maybe he does by now, but I had to pay him through PayPal, and I couldn't for the life of me remember my stupid password, and I couldn't pay him. It's like, somebody else pay him, and then I'll pay you with Venmo.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. Well, then you have that issue with PayPal, the friends and family and the fees and stuff like that. I've been using Venmo a lot more lately myself.
Cash works well too, which is why you want to get into the poker dealing, because then you get tipped in cash, and then you can pay your shipping in cash, and banks don't need to be involved.
Absolutely. Let's check out some of your furniture here. Let's show off some of your pretties. I know you really do a lot of chairs. I love all of your chairs you do.
Oh,
that's the one my daughter carried out.
Have you? You were just
I had that fabric and I used it on dining room chairs.
Nice.
Yeah. You are so good at upholstery. I know you're.
Oh my gosh. I'm so not. I literally just figure it out as I'm going.
Well, you are doing it right. I'm watching and I'm just thinking, wow, she's next level.
Check out the blends on this thing. I know you're working on that. Well, are you finished with it now? That East Lake sofa.
That's the part of the last part of the video I can't get to post. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that last piece there, that's the one and only piece I've ever sold on Marketplace. I can't sell anything on Marketplace here.
Okay.
I will say that one actually, it's so funny. It's like you know me. So that one right there, I put on Marketplace for $800, which was actually less than I put it on Etsy for, because, you have to pay the Etsy fee too.
Yep.
So yeah, you got your shipping, you got your Etsy fee, but you're going to get out to a wider variety of people. I put it on there for like $1,000. And I literally got somebody on Facebook Marketplace who's like, did you mean 80? Because really, they were super rude. I'm like, no, I didn't. And just because you're not going to spend that money doesn't mean no one will. So bye. And I immediately sold it on Etsy for $1,000. But I just wanted to go on there and go, ha! No. That's the one that they messed up. That's the one that Etsy, busted the corner on the back.
I had a feeling it was this one because you said brown, and I'm like, oh, I bet you it was this one.
Pretty.
I love this so much. Yeah,
thank you.
Gorgeous. And then, this chair. Check this chair out, you guys.
I don't know why it's still here. It's got to go.
Really?
That's my number one favorited and saved on Etsy, and they haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Look at the back of it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's decoupage paper, isn't it?
Yep. On faux leather. So is this.
Cool.
Decoupage on faux leather.
That is so cool. I know.
Timu leather.
Yeah. So Leora won one of the Ugly Duckling challenges that is hosted by Corey, and this is the one is the one she won right here. This is
that was my first attempt on a chair.
Yeah. Look how
Very
cool
nice.
it is. I love it.
From there, a monster was created.
I know. Like your hooks.
Yep.
So Dar's laughing because she knows.
Yep.
She's our maximalist queen right there. Okay, and then you said trunks, right? You get a lot of, so this is a trunk. I love this.
I love that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a thing for cats, if you may have noticed.
I know.
I thought about leaving my doors open so you could see the 5 of them come in here and think I might be feeding them.
Yeah. Crazy cat lady. Here's some really cool. I'd seen these. And
I didn't want to say it,
I wear it with pride.
I just met you, Leora. I didn't want to go with the crazy,
Oh, I know.
No, I've just brought 4 home from Buc-ee's in a shopping bag because somebody was about to abandon these 4. Yeah, it was crazy. I was going there for something not even a gas. I was at a gas station in a car that doesn't need gas. I was getting snacks, I think. And I was pulling out and I just stopped in the middle because I saw this guy walk by with 4 kittens, just legs and tails everywhere. I'm like, I see a brown one. And so I wanted to go and I was like, can I look at your brown kitten? And he's like, you want them? And I was like, no, I have 4 cats at home, or 4. Yeah, 4. I was like, I don't need any cats. 5? Did I have 5? I think I had 5. And he's like, I just opened up the boat hatch that I just bought, and there are 4 cats in there. I can't keep these. And I drove a day from where I bought this. So Mom is a day's drive back. So I was like, well, here's a grocery sack. Put them in here because they were 2 weeks old. 2 weeks old. So I was little, nursing kittens for. Yeah, they fit in my hand. And
bless your heart.
So I had 9 cats for a while. I adopted out 2, and we still ended up keeping 2.
Yeah.
Because that brown cat's mine.
Yeah, I know that cat is unique. That one, I've never seen a cat like that.
Yep, he's awesome.
Yeah, I seen these and I thought of Dar because I know Dar has done some lamps that look kind of similar to this, so I thought she would appreciate these ones.
Yeah. Nice. I love my steampunk.
Yeah. They with that faux aged weathered look
Rust,
on there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and then this
Gretchen says the pieces are gorgeous. She's in Baltimore and she loves ravens. We love our ravens there, she said.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's why I want that made by Marley raven paper. This is the piece I drove to LA. Right next to Hollywood Boulevard, actually, was where the house was going. And it was the first time it ever happened. Somebody from a design company reached out and they were decorating somebody's house. And they're like, this would be perfect for her. And I was like, okay.
That's awesome. I love it. So what is the image on there? Is it boats? And it looks like
it's Venice.
It looks like an actual portrait, like you painted the portrait on there.
Yeah, that is a mint by Michelle, Venice. I think it's just called Venice. And I just painted it in.
And you did the clouds and everything.
Uh-huh. Yep, I did the clouds with the texture so that it would look like they were puffy to kind of disguise the edges and everything.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, look at this one.
I love that one. I miss that one.
Doesn't it make you sad sometimes when things slow?
Yes. Oh, you grew up so fast. Yes.
Oh gosh, you crack me up. This one too. Oh, so is this a resin that you put on this one?
Yes, that was a $30 table I got at Habitat for Humanity, and somebody had set it on fire at some point. Whoa. There was like a big old circular burn mark in there, so I wasn't even about trying to restain it. So I did. What did I do? I did a base paint, and then I did layers of like a little bit of epoxy, and then some florals, and then a little bit more epoxy, and then some colored epoxy, and then some more florals, and I just layered it up until it had a lot of different depth.
Okay. Did you just think to do that, or did you okay, so you didn't you just tried it.
What's her name? No, Cece from Cece Restyled.
Okay.
She did some countertops or the tops of dressers in depth layers, and I was like, oh, that's genius. I don't have to do just one clear layer. I can do it with color or with glitter or with sparkle or with inks blended in, as long as you don't jack up the epoxy ratio. As long as it'll still solidify, you're good.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I just kind of went crazy with that.
I loved it though. It's gorgeous. Do you still have that one?
Oh no. Sold that puppy.
Awesome. Yep. Yeah, and then here I got one more here. I just really loved. I just love the look of this. It's like textured.
Yes, I did that one in a weekend, and that was another experiment in let me try dried out paint with the sea spray, paint with just real sand. Yeah, I did a whole bunch of different techniques on this one, and this was yet another way of shipping, which was complain loudly on Facebook. This time it happened to be at a poker game, and I said, I have drill this weekend because, military, and I had to work on the weekend, and I don't have a weekend free between now and like way too far out in advance. And according to when she bought it, it said it would get to her within these first 3 weeks, and I don't want my stuff to be late. So that always freaks me out. I was like, if they are expecting it, do not be late.
Yeah.
And so I was at this game. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'm gonna have to like drive 12 hours to Texas, drop it off, immediately turn around, drive 12 hours back, and then go straight to work after 24 hours of driving. And this is gonna be terrible. And somebody else was like, if you pay me a couple bucks, I'll take it for you. What? Done. I was like, you take my car, here's a couple $100, and you do whatever you want with it. If you want to eat a steak dinner and stay in the Hilton, then you spend all your money. And he's like, I ate McDonald's and I slept in the car because I needed the money. So I was like, okay, I mean, you do you kept more of it for yourself, and that's fine. But I paid, $300 for a delivery versus to somebody who I knew really needed it versus some rando who I don't trust. Exactly. And I did give him my car to do it. So he paid for the gas out of that money as well. Yeah. Which I wasn't expecting. I think he gave me money back. He gave me like $50 back. He's like, no, it's too much. I'm like, what? Okay, all right. I'm not gonna force you. So that's another way to do it. You got a friend with a truck that might need to take stuff.
Well, a lot of it's even really just seems like it's word of mouth even.
Yeah. If you have a big mouth, it works best.
Oh gosh.
Well, I should give it a whirl then because I qualify there.
James is the way to go though. If you have anything that needs to go further than you're comfortable taking it, that was a game changer once I got to know him. One thing I will caveat you on that one though, because this was where I screwed up. I chatted with him and I was like, hey, somebody wants this thing. And then he's like, hey, it'll cost this much. It's like, cool, that sounds perfect. How's these dates? Yeah, that sounds good. In my mind, I just booked it. Au contraire, mon frere, I did not book it. I simply confirmed that this is all good stuff that I like to hear about. He didn't come pick it up because, like, you never said you wanted me to do it. You just said, oh, that sounded good. I was waiting for yes. And then I would have put you in my calendar. I'm like, yeah. So that was when I had my daughter get her driving hours as we drove up to Minnesota.
Yes. You were probably having a panic attack. I know.
I absolutely did because I was going to be at the end of that 3 weeks shipping time. I can't be late.
There's really something to be said about customer service, I think. You definitely don't want to be late. You want things to arrive in one piece, not in pieces, and safely and all of that stuff. So I definitely understand that right there when you talk about that, because I know I even worry. Just my husband and I do deliveries sometimes. I freak out. I freak out.
Nice catch.
I'm like, okay, Nathan, like, we got to be there. I told her we were going to be there. We have to leave at this time. Let's go. Like, we got to get this in. We got to make sure, it's all wrapped up and it looks nice when we pull it out,
Yes.
So
something, I don't know if you've experienced it, but twice, 2 or 3 times, we actually, when we delivered ourselves, were tipped, which was an unexpected thing. Thank you, Gretchen. I actually see this here, the comments this time. Entrepreneuring, I like it. We did one. I was lucky enough to sell something in Connecticut and also in Philadelphia, like 2 weeks apart off of Etsy. And I was like, well, that's great. I can just put 2 things in. And then my husband, we have a couple of houses in Ohio that are rental units. And so he was going up there with a truck and I was like, cool, you drive the stuff with the kid. I'll fly into Cleveland and then I'll drive it the rest of the way and drop off in Philadelphia and then drop off in Connecticut. And when we got there to the second house, it was really nice. She was like, oh, well, let me give you $50 extra for delivering, which I was like, I wasn't expecting that. And when my daughter delivered here in Colorado, she was like, hey, I forgot to give the driver, she didn't know it was my daughter, anything when she delivered. And she's like, can I Venmo you a tip? And she Venmoed me like $150.
What?
For that chair, that first chair that you showed.
Yeah.
With the box on the back and that floral fabric. Yeah. It's like, you're awesome.
Yes.
Honey, she gave you $25. Isn't that neat? I didn't do that.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's cool. You guys $25 tip.
Yeah. Mom takes a cut.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I'm sure, was it your car she was driving, or was it her car?
No, it was the Tesla. Yeah. I didn't want her using her gas.
So yeah, there you go. There's your cut. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good to know. My husband has a burning desire to deliver my furniture and everything like that. I just got to get the guts up to,
Well, my husband thought the same thing. It's different than I think he was really planning, because kind of like I was saying, the less than whatever load trucks, they're going somewhere and they have potentially many people paying them $500 a pop, $300 a pop. A lot of people paying for that. Mm-hmm. But if it's just my husband in his Ford truck going somewhere, he has to pay for all the gas and all the food and a night's lodging if it's far away, or 2. And that's not cost efficient. Exactly. So unless he's going to take 4 or 5 people's stuff there in his car, it's just not the same. And then of course, he's like, well, will you pay me to take it? I'm like, no.
When you get home.
Yeah, that's where I can't, because if you were doing this as a business, I totally understand that, but I can't, because all those other expenses also have to come out of the money that I spend. So if I spend $300 on you versus $300 on James, it's a whole different thing. You're not getting very far for $300. But James will take it to the other side of the country.
Right. But he's probably
and James will listen to everything you say.
Yes.
He's actually, and he's also very responsive. He really does listen to him. He's like right back at me no matter when I send him a message, like, dude, you ever sleep? It's 6 a.m. and you answered me. It's 10 at night and you answered me. Weird. I wasn't expecting a response.
I don't know
your
husband. I just know husbands.
In general. No, he's
in
good.
General.
He's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Awesome. Oh, we got a comment here from Gretchen. Let's see what she said here. And he is a strong tipper. Okay. Yes.
Yes, we those in the service industry know the value of the tip.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, this was just really great. Got a lot of information from you, Leora.
Good. I hope so. I was hoping I'd have something to say.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think I shut up.
So I watched your video that you were showing all the tools that you had that you needed to learn how to use.
Yes.
And I could identify with that, because I've had things that I just can't, I just always find an alternative way to use it or to do something rather than use that tool. So I could identify with that.
Well, yeah. And when I was like, I'm going to do my 10 things, and then I started writing my list, and then I would be sleeping. I was like, oh yeah, and this thing. And then I'd be at work. I'm like, oh, write yourself a Post-it when you get home, put it on your list. I have over 30 things on there that I'm just like looking around going, nope. Oh, God, I ever bought that. Yeah, there's a lot that I've never used.
Yeah.
I think I saw a meme that perfectly described it, which was, the act of buying supplies for a hobby is an entirely different hobby than the thing is that you're actually buying it for is a hobby.
Yeah,
totally separate.
sure.
Yes. Oh gosh, that's funny, Jenna.
We'll keep it a secret.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What's your delivery driver's name, Jenna? And number.
Yeah.
Oh, Roger.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So do you want to talk about any of the upcoming challenges, Levon? I know we just have the one, right?
Sure. Yeah. Right now we just have on April 13th, it's the Goodwill Hunting Thrift Flip Challenge. And that's where flippers go and purchase 3 items and spend no more than $25 on those items and then flip them. So we'll be, like I said, the playlist will be up on the 13th of April, coming up soon.
Yeah.
Well, I have questions about that. Does that include the products that you use to flip them, or just
just the items? Yeah, because isn't that what we do? We spend $40 to $80 to $100 on something that we spent $5 on.
Yes. I could buy it for $75, but I could buy the supplies for $150 and take 10 times as long. But I made it myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh, it's hilarious. It's so funny. It's so true. Well,
it really is.
Yeah, I think last week we were talking about how the Dollar Tree crafts really don't cost $1. Like you have to buy 50 of them.
That was a Freudian slip. You said crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed.
Jenna, I want to know how that. Hello from the down under. I want to know how that SETI is coming.
The what's coming? Say that again.
Her SETI.
Oh. It's a inside thing. I don't know. Her satay?
Her satay.
Oh.
We'll see it here in a second. I'm sure Jenna says yes.
Yes,
sir.
The vintage couch.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's done. It's done, and I have it behind glass doors of the cats because, of course, they wanted to come in there and get all. No, this puppy is not getting catted, so no hair.
Yeah,
no.
I know that cat hair. It's really something, isn't it? Oh no, where'd she go?
Oh, we lost her.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna have to rewatch this.
Yeah.
I missed I missed all the good stuff.
Uh-oh.
Well, Gretchen says it's been informative, and she looks forward to delving more into Leora's content.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, she's got some really awesome creative stuff. For sure. So check her out. I'm going to message her right now and see if she can come back in. Oh, there she is. Let me add her. I see you. I see you.
Sorry. Apparently when the phone rings, it disconnects you from everything else.
Oh, Lord. Well, at least you knew how to come back.
I figured it out. Yeah, no, that puppy is done, and that was so much work. That's another thing I'm not selling for $15 on Facebook Marketplace. That's not going to happen.
Right.
I used to have
and you know what? That one thing I did sell on Marketplace, she did ask me. I think I asked $5.99 for it or $4.99 for that blue and brown little vanity that you showed at the beginning.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That was my first blended piece that I'd ever done, and that was interesting. But she's like, "Would you take this?" I was like, "Thanks for the offer, but no, this is my price, and that's okay." And she's like, "Okay, thanks." okay, I'll pay that a price. I'm like, just hold to it. If they don't want it, somebody else will come
Exactly.
along.
Right,
But
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
know your worth.
I know, that's so hard. That really
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But the first time someone pays you what you're worth and you get that feeling, you're not going to settle for less after that.
I know.
I'm going to have to do a whole new level of shipping because I was going to do an announcement on my channel, but kind of like everybody here knows now, I'm still going to do it, but because I don't know all 700 people on my Facebook page, I will be having to figure out if I can ship from Germany because I'm moving to Germany.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So I
like
missed
2
that.
weeks.
Oh my gosh. Is this through the Navy?
Air Force, yes.
Air Force. I'm sorry. Yeah, Air Force. Okay. Yeah.
Same thing, just with boats.
One's with boats.
One's find really cool pieces.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Kristana always found the really coolest pieces.
What was that?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what she said.
Dar said you have some really cool pieces, and I said on the comments, Gretchen, we'll say hi to Kat for you. Yeah. Jenna says she never sells on Marketplace because people smoke some crazy stuff. Those
right. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be a fun journey for you.
Yes.
What I said was, Leora, you will find fantastic pieces to work on in Germany.
Yes.
Kristana always had really cool ones.
Yes. As soon as I got offered the job, I immediately texted her. I was like, tell me all about it. But she was at a different base. I didn't realize she was at Spengalum and I'll be at Ramstein. But nonetheless, I can't wait to get all the furniture that comes apart and just lays flat. And my plan is, because I'm going by myself, I'm not taking my family. Okay. I'll be gone for a year or 4, depending. I just want to get done with my career and then do nothing but paint furniture and play cards for a living and be that old lady and have my face pierced up in pink hair, much to the horror of my mother, I'm sure. But yeah, I have a plan of taking everything that's in my storage shed that I have not been able to get to and have the Air Force ship that all to Germany, and I'll just furnish my house and all this old crap and redo that, and that's what I'll live with the whole time. There's all things that I redesign, and it can be all my style.
Yes. I love that idea. That is awesome.
Super fun.
So exciting. You're going to get to see so many cool things while you're over there too. I mean, I would love to go to Germany. I anywhere overseas.
Yes. Yeah. All of Europe is amazing so far. I haven't found any place I didn't like.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Especially if they're going to pay for it.
Yes. And then that's where they keep all the old stuff. So that's what it's made for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. All right. Well, we're coming to our end. I guess I'm going to put up our little reminder things if you guys want to be reminded before the Wednesday live. Every week you can text live to that phone number right there, or we also have our Gmail. You can, Lavon takes care of all of this. She's so wonderful. We appreciate her for sending out these reminders because I can't remember.
Well, it's just 1 week I forgot, but
every other week you got it. Mm-hmm. We don't think about that. You do better than me.
Well, it's just my routine now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know. You had a busy day today too. So yeah. Awesome. So I think Dar needs to get a new phone.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have to talk into the speaker? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I keep dipping down. My phone would not connect to the internet. I couldn't problem shoot it. It was weird. I actually went on my Wi-Fi box through the phone still having trouble. So I just grabbed my laptop.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
He's talking to it like it's a drunk man. Jenna, crazy.
I had so much fun tonight, ladies. I hope you had fun.
Thank you for having me.
This is
I
our
really appreciate
laughing
it.
hour. We always get lots of good information. All of us always end up saying we learned something we didn't know before.
Yeah.
And we always just have a good laugh.
And then
Yes.
I leave like my face hurts and everything. I'm like, it hurts. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, this is,
Thank you.
This is why we're the Flippin Bunch.
Yeah, we're a little silly sometimes, but that's okay. Leora fits right in with us.
We missed you, Kat.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get to talk with her.
Yeah, too bad. What a bummer.
Maybe we'll have to do it again.
Yes,
I'm okay doing it from Germany if it works.
I was going to say, we can have live from Germany.
Yeah. Do you know what time it is there in Germany right now? Or
it's 8 hours ahead.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. You'd be in the morning. So, yep.
I'll get up in the middle of the night for this if that's when it works.
I love that. Awesome. All right. Well, I guess we'll sign off now. And thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you had as much fun as we did and you learned something. And you were inspired by all Leora's gorgeous furniture projects. Well, I know I was.
Well, thank you.
Yep. All right, you guys.
Hey, everybody.
We
love you guys.
We'll see you 1 week, Wednesday. Yay. Bye.
See you then. Bye.
Bye.